Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to film my February favourites video, but it's almost going to be kind of a roundup video more than a favourites video necessarily. I have a few products which I have some opinion on, some reviews, mini reviews, that kind of thing. So I thought I would just kind of bundle it all up into my favourites video. I think because February is the shortest month of the year, sometimes you don't find as many favourites in that month. But I'm going to start with talking about some of the products I've really been enjoying this month. Just before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I would really appreciate it. I think I'm going to start with lips today because those are the things which I kind of have been thinking about throughout the month, that these are definitely my favourites. And I'm wearing one of them today. Part of me didn't even want to like this product as much as I want to because I feel like it's so basic. But I have honestly found myself reaching for it on a daily basis, at least a few times a week. It's so easy to wear, it's so universal, and it's just very natural. It's a Rimmel lipstick, and this is from the Nude collection. It's in number 45. I bought this a while ago, and I've kind of been reaching for it every now and again, but this month I've just been using it all the time. And I have it on my lips today so you can kind of see what it looks like, and I'll swatch it too. So this is what the swatch looks like. And then I have got it on my lips and just this and nothing else. I find that this is just a really pretty nude shade. It's not too light and it's not too dark. It's really that perfect, like, in the middle shade, especially for my skin tone. You can see that I've gone through quite a bit of product, but I really do like this. I find the formula is so comfortable to wear. It just is easy to reapply throughout the day if you need to. Everyone needs a good nude lipstick. I've really been liking this one this month. The other nude lipstick I've been reaching for is these. These are the NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks. These have to be some of my favourite liquid lipsticks I've found. I think one of the main reasons I love these is because I really like the colour range. I find with liquid lipstick that a lot of the time it's the nudes can be quite dark, which is great if you have a deeper skin tone, but there's not always something that's really great for fair skin tones. But I find that this range really has stuff which works for fair skin tones and just looks like a very kind of everyday nude rather than something a bit deeper. I have Lace Detail, which I really like. This is quite a pale pinky nude. You'll see it next to the Rimmel. So that's the NYX one here. They're quite similar in shade. And then this one I have as well is Bedtime Flirt. I was wearing this in my most recent video, the Makeup Graveyard video. And I really like this one as well. It's a little bit more pink and a bit darker. So that's Bedtime Flirt on the end. I have another shade of this, I think it's Satin Ribbon, I don't know where it is, in a bag somewhere. I really like the formula of these. They're quite moussey when you apply them, but they just dry down to a matte finish. I find them comfortable. I don't find that they kind of bunch up on my lips. I just really like how they sit. They look very nice, they last a long time. I've actually had these for a few months, but I kind of forget to mention them. But I really do love these. I definitely would recommend kind of looking at the range if you haven't tried them out yet. And they're obviously from NYX as well, so they're so affordable. I have other liquid lipsticks which are harder to get a hold of and more expensive, but these are probably two of my most used. I have had this highlighter for quite a long time, but it's only recently that I've kind of really grown to love it. This is the Clinique Chubby Stick in Hefty Highlight, and it's just a cream highlighter. And what I've really been liking using this for this past month has been an inner corner highlight. My eyes are very dry, and sometimes when I put powder to highlight my inner corner, it just kind of bunches up and irritates my eyes. But I find that this formula doesn't do that because it's a cream. It has a bit of a pinky champagne undertone. That's the shade there. But I really like it, and I've got it on my cheeks as well today, and I find that because of the texture of the product, it just kind of sinks into the skin. It looks very natural, and it just kind of all meshes naturally with my skin rather than looking like a heavy powder on top. So I've actually been reaching for this over my powder highlighters, and I really like it. It's kind of crept up on me. I've had it for a while, but I just never really used it before. I want to give a little shout out to my Tarte Tartelette palette. This is an all matte palette and it has 12 colours, and I find that this pretty much has every matte shade you will ever need. It can be used in any look. It's so universal. You have a row of warm neutrals, a row of cool neutrals on the bottom, and then in the middle you have probably my favourite row, which is the sort of purpley matte shades. I use pretty much every single colour in this palette, I would say, apart from maybe this kind of pale pink one. That one I don't use as often, but all the others I can find a use for. I really like the formula of these. I think this is such a great tool to have in your collection because it can just be used in pretty much any look. If you're looking to add more matte eyeshadows into your collection, I definitely would recommend having a look at this one. I use it all the time. Pretty much every day I use eyeshadow, I will use at least one colour from this palette. I've kind of been flitting around between different foundations for the past couple of months. But because sometimes I have really long days, I'll have an 8-hour day at work, and then if I go out in the evening, I won't want to redo all my makeup, I'll just want to do a few touch-ups. And I find that sometimes my skin can get very oily, and then once I blot and powder, I find that the life of my makeup doesn't last very long. I'll just need to repowder and repowder. So I've been trying to find something which will just control the oil for a little bit longer. And I've gone back to this. This is the EX1 Invisiwear Foundation. I have it in the shade 3.0, which is a fairly good match. I'd say it's maybe a shade, maybe half a shade too dark, but I'm kind of making it work, and this just really holds up well. It really controls oil. It lasts longer than a lot of other foundations I've been using recently, so I really like this, and you can get it on Look Fantastic. It's so affordable, and also you can usually get a voucher code. They always email them out, so I don't really pay full price for it. It's around the £11 mark, I think, and usually I can get £1 or £2 off that as well. I have a hair favourite. I don't often talk about hair on my channel. I'm quite low maintenance with my hair, but I've been using this for the past few months and I've never mentioned it, but I really like it. It's an in-shower treatment from Frieda. It's their 7-day in-shower treatment. I think you're supposed to use it like maybe once a week, it says. This is allow 2 to 3 washes between treatments, so that's kind of what I do. I wash my hair every 3 days, sometimes every 4 days. I try to push it as long as possible. So when I use this, I just do my normal shampoo and conditioner routine, and then once my conditioner is washed out, I will go in with this and work it into my roots and kind of through the lengths of my hair. Let it sit in my hair for about 5 minutes and then just wash it out. And it's supposed to add volume, and I do find that when I use this there is a bit more volume in my hair than normal, so I really do like this. I got this in a Glossy box quite a few months ago, and I've been using it ever since, and I'm probably about halfway through, so I've still got quite a lot of product to go. The next couple of products I want to mention are ones which I've actually bought in February, so they're kind of more of a roundup and review rather than favourites. I've got 2 products which I just want to talk about, and then 1 product which I really don't like. I went on a little bit of a Loreal shopping spree this month. I bought the True Match Super Blendable Perfecting Concealer. I have it in the shade number 2, which is Vanilla. And I didn't want to necessarily say this was a favourite because I've been using it for less than a week. But I really like this. I'm quite fussy with concealers. I have fine lines under my eyes, so quite a few concealers will crease really badly on me. But this one isn't. I find that this is a really great everyday concealer. Just in the past few days I've been using it, I've been really enjoying it. I'd say it's comparable to the Maybelline Anti-Age one. I like that one too, but I think this has more shades in it. I think it maybe has 3 or 4 shades. It just kind of covers as much as I need it to and brightens under my eyes. Kind of works on any small imperfections. I wouldn't say this would cover like really intense breakouts or anything like that, but this is a great all-round concealer. So far, so good. This is one of those products which I've literally picked up probably a good 10 times in Boots and Superdrug, but just never actually purchased, so I'm happy I finally got around to trying it. I also want to mention the L'Oreal Sponge. This is new in the UK. I got this free with purchase, so if you buy 3 L'Oreal products in Boots, you got this for free, and it was 3 for 2 as well, which is great. And I like this. I would say I don't like it as much as my Real Techniques one or as a beauty blender, but I've always wanted a black sponge. I don't really know why. I've always wanted the black beauty blender, so this is kind of fulfilling that dream. And it's a good texture. It's a little bit hard, I would say. This is it wet. It's a little bit harder than my Real Techniques sponge, but it still kind of gets the job done. I like the size of it. It's nice and big. And I find that the black doesn't really show up product as much when it's like, it doesn't stain as badly. I feel like the camera's showing it worse than it actually is. I did use this a day, but it's not too bad. I really like the black. I like the shape of it. I don't tend to really use the flat edge, but I just don't use the flat edges on sponges. Even the Real Techniques one, I don't tend to use the flat side. I just use the rounded edge for my foundation, and then the top kind of rounded bit for my concealer. So I would probably prefer it just to all be round, but I think some people like the flat edge. But I like this. I think if you're looking for something affordable, it's probably worth a try, especially get it while it's on offer, because I think it's quite good. Finally, I want to talk about a product which I really don't like. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. I was running low on setting spray. I've basically finished up my Maybelline one, which I really do like this one. So I thought I'd try the L'Oreal one. I feel like I've seen good reviews on a L'Oreal Infallible spray. I don't know if it's this one, but I've seen people talk about L'Oreal setting spray before and liking it, but this one literally sprays white flakes onto my skin. I'm not sure what is going on or what happens. It smells like hairspray and it kind of feels like hairspray. It kind of like tightens the skin, but I just found that it sprayed like literal white flakes onto my skin, and I couldn't like blend them out. They didn't like sink in or anything, they just sat on top of my skin. And I've tried it a couple of times, and every time I try it this happens. I do shake it before I use it and I feel like I'm doing everything right, but maybe if I'm not, then let me know. If you've tried this product and you've gotten on with it, then please let me know if you've had the issue with the white flakes coming on your skin. I don't often talk about products which I don't like, but I really wanted to mention this because it really didn't work for me. I really would suggest you kind of avoid this. Go for the Maybelline, go for Urban Decay, MAC Fix Plus, whatever it is, but I would probably avoid this one. I have one non-beauty favourite which I just wanted to mention quickly, and it's a new TV show. I've actually only started watching this yesterday, but I'm almost done with the most recent episode. There's only 5, so I thought I would just mention it as a favourite of mine this month. I've been looking to start a new show, but I just haven't had the time recently, and I finally kind of got round to watching this. So it's Riverdale. I've got it on my phone here. It's a Netflix show. I think it's on the CW in America as well, but it's a Netflix show, so you can watch it there. I would say it's like this weird mix. It's a teenage drama. It's this weird mix of like Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars, Teen Wolf, and The Carrie Diaries. If you watched it back in the day, that reminds me of that as well. It kind of has this like old school vibe to it, but it's set in the present. It's about this town called Riverdale and these teenagers growing up there, and there's been a murder, so that kind of sets off a bunch of events, but not everything's really centered on that. That's just kind of something that has happened, and then all these other things are going on as well. I really like it so far. I don't know if I'm getting too old to watch these kinds of shows. Can you ever really be too old to watch those shows? I don't know, but I really like it. It's kind of got me into it. I've watched 5 episodes basically in a row. I did sleep in between, but I've really kind of got into it, so I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this season. If you've watched it, then let me know if you like it as well. I think that is it for this video. It's kind of been favourites video / February roundup kind of thing, favourites plus reviews on stuff I've bought this month. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you have, subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!